Welcome to Talking All Things Business. My guest today is Jay Chipman, and Jay is the founder of Homely Retreats. Now, Jay will tell her story. I'm not going to spoil her thunder. So she is going to talk about her experience and why Homely Retreats was started in the first instant. Welcome, Jay, and thank you for your time.
Thanks, Faye. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure's mine. Now, Jay, tell us about Homely Retreats and tell us a little bit about you first and your experiences in life.
Yep. So I was a regular, busy working mum in 2014. I was starting my own event styling business in Tasmania, and that was all taking off. And I was working in my family's retail store in between that. So it was quite a busy lifestyle. Probably wasn't taking care of myself.
And you have three children, don't you?
Yeah, we had two at the time.
That time. Right.
So yeah, busy lifestyle. I probably was not eating as well as I could have been, not taking as much care of myself as I do now.
And pushing yourself to the limits.
Pushing myself to the limits.
Right.
And later in the year, I had a funny feeling in my throat and went to the doctor, and by that night I was diagnosed with cancer.
Okay, so what was the feeling when that diagnosis was said to you? Was your husband with you or were you by yourself?
I was by myself.
Okay,
yep.
So what was the feeling that went through you at that stage?
It was just shock at the time.
Right.
Yeah, it was a really unexpected occurrence. I was just thinking, I was 30 years old and I was thinking I was, a busy, fit, sort of healthy person.
Right. So you were 30 years of age, you were diagnosed with cancer, you were sitting in the doctor's office by yourself. What was the response of the doctor? Was it a male or a female? Female. Mm. And how did she support you in that diagnosis?
She was reassuring. She broke the news that it was cancer, but she was reassuring in saying that it was a lymphoma, which is actually a very curable cancer.
Right. Okay. So over the next period of 12 months or so, you were going through the treatments and everything like that. Did you lose your hair?
Yes. All of my hair.
All of your hair, all over your body?
Very quickly.
Very quickly?
Yep.
And how was that for you?
It was unexpected that I lost my hair so quickly. It was after my first chemotherapy session. Mm-hmm. So that was a bit of a surprise. I thought it might take a bit longer and it might, I did think at the start that I might be able to continue working for a while until I started to feel unwell, but we were banged straight into chemo, and straight away lost my hair and looked really unwell.
Yeah. So how were you feeling through the treatments? What was going through your mind?
Well, it started with the why me's.
Okay.
It started with the self-pity and why me? Why is this happening now? I'm just getting into life and I'm just getting going, why is this happening now? But, throughout the year, as I had a lot of time sitting around in hospital because my chemo treatment was 5 days at a time.
Right. So did you go in every day or did you stay in the hospital?
It was this 5 day stay, 5 to 6 day stay.
So you had a lot of time to think.
Had a lot of thinking time, which was dangerous.
Okay. So did you have visitors come and see you to break up that time, or was it not you didn't have many visitors?
I did. I had family check in on me, but there was a lot of lonely nights.
Yeah,
because a lot of the medication can be really stimulating, like the steroids and things. They can be really stimulating. So there's a lot of nights awake, lying there thinking, "Why has this happened to me?"
Yeah.
Why? Just why?
Okay. But you never ever get the answer to the why question, do you?
I do now.
You do now, but you didn't at the time.
Didn't at the time.
And so as you were going through the treatments and, you know, the medications, and the medications are pretty harsh and they make you feel pretty bad.
Yeah.
So what other things did you do to help you move through that time? Was there any other kind of intervention of, you know, natural therapies or anything like that that you had? Or did you know anything about those things that would complement the treatment that you have? You were having at the time?
At the time, I didn't. I was so sort of, I feel like we were all in just such great shock.
Yeah.
That the doctors just told us to take medications, and I just did it, and I just did what I was told because I just wanted to be alive.
Yeah.
I just wanted to survive for the kids. So that was my goal.
What was the thought about dying for you?
People have said that to me a lot. Did I think I was going to die? I actually didn't.
You didn't?
I actually didn't really think I was going to die. I think maybe because I really trusted my GP. I'd been seeing her for at least 10 years, and I trusted her words.
Her judgment.
Yeah, she said it was a good cancer, as good as cancer can be, and that I would be treated.
Right.
And I thought, okay.
Okay. So after you had all your treatments and everything and 12 months down the track, when did your hair start to grow back?
It didn't start to grow back until I finished treatment. So it was later in the year. So it was at least, you know, it was a good 2 years that I had no to very little hair.
Good 2 years, no to very little hair. So
in
what
Tasmania,
did you do?
In the cold.
In the cold, yeah. So you'd have to keep your head warm, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Yeah. So what did you do?
I wore a lot of beanies, which I feel like I can't even look at a beanie today because I'm sick of the sight of them.
Yeah.
I tried a couple of wigs, but I felt really strange and they felt really unnatural.
Yeah.
And none of them were my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I
interesting.
just wanted my hair.
Yeah. Which you have back now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after your treatment, you gave up your business that you were doing prior to starting your treatment, which was quite significant and quite quick. And after you'd had a lot of time to think and your children saw you without hair, what was that like for them?
The hair.
Not having
the hair situation.
Yeah.
It was, I feel like that was probably one of the bigger things for them because, you know, my cancer wasn't really visible.
No.
And I didn't really have any major sort of surgery on that. So there was kind of nothing for them to physically grasp a hold of what was going on.
Yes.
Like, whereas when my hair was gone, it was really made it real.
Made it real. So what was their response to you? What was it? Did they say anything to you?
Yeah, my youngest son cried.
Cried?
When my hair, like my husband cut the rest of my hair off because it was pretty much all fallen out.
Yeah.
He cried. He didn't like it. The older one didn't say a lot, but
thought a lot, I reckon.
Yeah, and I felt really sort of sorry for them because when we came back to school in 2015, my hair was gone, and we were sort of, everyone was like, "Oh, what's going on?"
And do you find that when you have a cancer or a disease that is quite significant, that people move away from you because they don't know what to say to you, and your family, they're there but they're not there because they're too scared they might say the wrong thing, or they don't know what to say, so they say nothing? So the support that you have when you're in that situation is pretty tough. You feel like you're alone.
Yeah.
But they want to say things, but they're too frightened to say them because they might say the wrong thing and upset you.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty tough thing. It doesn't just affect you as the patient, it affects your whole family and your friends because, I mean, human beings, we really just don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So that we feel it's better to say nothing than to say anything. Did you find that a lot?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know how to explain that sort of, I guess anyone who's been through a severe illness or a severe loss, maybe, you know, for someone really close, someone passing away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of that awkward when you first find out, that someone's passed away, and you sort of, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. How can I help? But, I don't know what you need. It's just, I feel like it can be a really isolating thing for people.
And it can be. So therefore, I think that people need to realise they just need to let you know that they're there if you need anything, and you will ask them if you need that help. But as I say, as humans, we find it really difficult to have that conversation. I wouldn't, but that's just me.
Yeah.
All you need to do is be there. Just sit there. You don't have to say anything. You just have to be there.
I found that even the asking for help was really, really hard.
For you to ask for help?
Really hard. And my husband really didn't like receiving the help that people were delivering us meals and things. We both found it pretty hard. But in the end, the most helpful thing was people actually just helping without asking. Just dropping off a meal and going, there you go, have it. Use it if you need to, don't. Or don't. You know what I mean? Because
it makes me teary.
Because sometimes it's too hard for you to say, it's so damn hard for me to cook a meal, I'm exhausted,
Yes.
You don't want to say that.
They know that.
They know that because they're mums.
Yeah.
They knew what I was, they got a grasp on, how is she going to get the kids to school? How is she going to get to work? How the hell is she going to cook meals? How can she wash her clothes? She's exhausted.
Yep. So you had people come in and do that for you?
Not so much the cleaning stuff, but there was lots of mums that would just drop off meals.
And take your kids to school.
One of the mums started a roster.
Oh, really? Really?
Of food drops.
Really?
Which
how fabulous is that?
Eternally grateful for.
Wow. And what about, dropping the kids off and picking them up from school and their sport and all that sort of stuff? You had help with that?
Yeah, there was a lot of juggling. Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was a pretty testing year.
A pretty testing year. Yeah. I would say I'm a bit teary now, but it's a pretty testing year. I think a massively testing year for you and your family.
Yeah.
So, okay, from there, what happened? You then decided after you had time, after you recovered or recuperated, you are in remission now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've decided to start this business called Homely Retreats. Now, let's talk a little bit about that and what was the reason for you starting Homely Retreats, and what actually is it?
Yeah, so Homely Retreats was sort of born from me going into that recovery and reflection stage, which was after I finished treatment in 2015. And it was like when I had that spare time to sit around and think, it's great. I've had some help from friends. I've had the Cancer Council visit. I've had the Leukemia Foundation pay some bills. That's great. But it was more born from the recovery process. I felt like once I actually finished visiting hospital and having the treatment, I didn't see a soul.
You didn't see anyone?
Didn't see a soul. No one rang me anymore. No one checked in on me anymore. No one dropped off any more meals.
Wow. And that's probably when you also needed it.
We were just left alone.
And that's a pretty interesting place to be, isn't it?
It was a pretty, yeah.
So how did that feel? What was that like?
Well, I feel like I then went into I feel like after a severe, change in your life like that, you sort of go into the grieving process.
Yeah.
So I'd gone through the why me, then I was going to the angry, then I was going into the sad, then I was depressed. You sort of just going through all those stages of mending and healing, emotionally and mentally.
Yeah.
And during that time I was just reflecting on what services I felt were missing.
And you came up with Homely Retreats.
Yeah.
Which is a service for who?
So Homely Retreats is a service supporting mothers and fathers who have cancer. Because I feel like there's a lot of services around that support families who have children going through cancer, but people don't realise that when you're a parent and diagnosed with cancer, often you can't work.
Yeah.
It's a loss of income, which is extra stress on the family.
Yeah.
Then there's medical expenses, the huge, you know, time consume of doctor's appointments, hospital stays. It's a massive. It was the busiest I've ever been.
Mm. And you're busy now anyway, so
with the hospital appointments, everything. So it's about, you know, recognising parents already have a tough job, and if that happens, it makes life even harder, and giving them an opportunity to take a weekend away that we provide, and they can take a break with their family and rest and reconnect and have that quality family time together without hospital trips. And
so it's the homely retreats is all about reconnecting with your family, going away to somewhere completely different, so that you don't have to be in the same surroundings that remind you of what's gone on. Take your kids away with you so that they can get away as well, because they are heavily involved in it as well. So these trips, it's a not-for-profit organisation. And these trips are funded and gifted from people who have homes that they are prepared to offer for a night or 2 nights for these people just to get away and have some time and space. Right. And how's it been going?
Fantastic. We've had such a good response from the Tasmanian community so far. We've got we're collecting a database of Airbnb properties that have been donated by people. People are usually more than happy to donate 2 nights a year, because it's 2 nights a year.
2 nights a year, and it's not going to break the bank, is it?
Yeah, it's not breaking the bank. And we use, we respect that those property owners are busy in summer. So we primarily use the winter, the slower months.
Right.
And and we fundraise during the year through raffles and other events like yoga events and health-based events that involve the community to get engaged as well, and
to raise funds for providing the service. So the money that you get from fundraising goes to...
We provide vouchers for leisure activities nearby where they're staying, restaurant vouchers, you know, vouchers to help them with petrol and travel, because we know that they're in a tough financial situation. So you help them with all those things, but they get the accommodation for free. And how fantastic is that, to be able to actually go away for a couple of nights, not have to worry about the paying for accommodation, particularly when you've gone through a whole heap of stress. And, you know, your kids are with you, you get together as a family and go and have some fun, do some fun activities. And you can also go out and have some nice food and without having to worry about the cost of it, and which they've been stressed about for a certain period of time when going through the treatment and everything like that. After they come back from their trip away, what are they like? What's the response? People were so grateful for the experience we offer them. They're usually, I feel like when nearly every family that I speak to cries on the phone. They're so they're just so grateful for something, you know, a tangible support, like something that they can do, rather than something that's just kind of given to them or offered to them. It's something they can actually go to as a family, and it's creating a family memory. What more do you want in life? Is a quality family memory that's based on a positive experience, rather than focusing on the negatives of the cancer experience.
And I can't afford this and I can't afford that, and all that sort of stuff. So taking away that and bringing in that positive, that happiness and that enjoyment feeling. Do you find that some of your clients, before they go away, get to a space where they just don't want to live anymore?
A lot of the clients that I speak to sound fed up, depressed, which I totally understand. It's a space that I got to. Just exhausted by the whole experience. It's a really exhausting, draining. I just felt drained in every area, like financially, mentally. I was yeah, by the end I was done.
Yeah, and the mental side of things. So, do you have any specific other services that you can bring in to homely retreats, which they could then, have a free session with, maybe a kinesiologist or a naturopath or someone who can go in and heal the energies in their homes, because you find a lot of the time that disease happens when the negative energies are in your home.
Yeah.
And you stay home when you're sick.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting better, there's got to be reasons for it. So there's lots of things that other things that can be added to your service as well, which is
definitely
absolutely fantastic.
Mm.
So if you were to give 3 tips for someone who was in a situation but didn't know you existed, that needed your support, how would they find you? And how do you get yourself out into the community for people to know that you're there and that service is available?
So we, the Cancer Council in Tasmania and the Leukemia Foundation in Tasmania hand out our flyer to clients that are a parent undergoing cancer treatment. They offer our service as through their system, and social workers at the Hobart Hospital also offer our flyer to the eligible clients that they think might be eligible.
Right.
But we have a website.
And what is that?
www.homelyretreats.com.au.
Beautiful.
Where you can apply online yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
For a homely retreat.
For a weekend away.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And
can they speak to anyone? Can they phone up, or can they email, or what?
Yes. Yeah, there's a contact form on the website as well if you just want to inquire for a friend, or there's a contact form on there. Also, if you have a property available that you'd like to donate a weekend away, or any products. We have a couple of Tasmanian companies who donate a product that we provide in our client hampers.
Right.
Some beautiful like heat packs and natural candles and things.
Right. So you have a little gift pack that you give them as well, which would be really nice.
Yeah.
How lovely is that?
Yeah.
And if anyone wants to donate something to the cause, then, any business who, wants to get involved and donate something to the cause, it would be really wonderful. So all you have to do is go on to homelyretreats.com.au on the website and just put your information in there, and let Jay know that you're there and you want to have a conversation, so that she can have that conversation with you to support these people in need, because there are a lot of mental health issues out there developed from this when they're in this situation. So anything that anyone can do would be fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
We're currently, thriving on the support of the community, and I just want to continue building that.
So how do you foresee your future building this homely retreats? What do you actually need so that homely retreats can function really well? You need more donations of 2 nights accommodation in Airbnbs, or people who have holiday homes that they're not using, particularly in the winter time. It would be nice in the summertime, but if it's easier in the winter time, then that would be fabulous. If someone wants to donate, maybe some clothing or a bag to put their clothes in when they're going away, or, anything like that, or, all gratefully received. Yeah. And that will go to those people who are going away.
Yes.
Okay.
We're also encouraging, workplaces, if they hold a fundraiser throughout the year, if they're looking to do some kind of fundraising, we're encouraging them to hold a raffle or a morning tea and raise funds that can be donated to homely retreats, so we can provide more holidays throughout the year.
Yeah, yeah. And also looking for maybe businesses that are actually interested in in financially supporting homely retreats so that you can get it up and running in Tasmania and then take it further out throughout Australia.
Yes.
So taking it national and maybe later on international, but you need those businesses behind you to support you financially so that you can continue to do what you are passionate about, because you have been there, you've experienced it, you understand what it's like to be in that situation, and you want to provide that service.
Yes. Yeah.
And I want to cry. So I'll say thank you for your time.
Thanks, Faye.
It's been interesting to learn and have a better understanding of what homely retreats is all about, and your experience. And people who know that you've had the same experience will know that you understand how they're feeling, which is the most important part of it. So thank you for your time.
Thanks, Faye. So good to talk to you.
Pleasure. Yeah. I'm Faye Waterman, your host of Talking All Things Business. We will be back again soon. Bye for now.